I look at growth of the human body in a way like the evolutionary scale, from sea creatures all the way up to Homo sapiens. Think about a body. A little embryo in the mother's womb is essentially in a liquid environment, floating in an ocean within that mother's body. The body is delivered to the world, and for a period of time, that little structure is learning to articulate and build certain amounts of strength in the body to prepare it to stand eventually. As it moves and writhes and creates neural connections, a healthy body, a healthy infant, will start to move from the spine. The head will twist like a snake. It will rotate and the spine will follow. The limbs are secondary to that. That little baby is already setting up the chain of command in the structure to move from the spine. So we've gone from a liquid or oceanic environment now to being on the floor. We start to move like an amphibian or a lizard or a little crocodile, moving on all fours, slowly learning to connect the crown and the tailbone through the spine. So we go from belly crawling. Eventually we start working our way up to sitting, and we start to get onto our hands and knees. And now we're in mammal territory. We're moving like a cat, like a dog. We're moving like a four-legger, crawling. Eventually, we start to reach and grasp and pull. And we start to find our way up into primate positions. And eventually, we become bipedal, the two-leggers. And we learn to walk and run and bounce and tumble and crawl. We're still primal. That little kid is still primal up to a certain age. And then life happens. We go to school. Conditioning starts to set in. Rules start to be applied. Young lady, you do not sit with your legs open like that. Cross your legs. Sit up straight. You're overexpressing yourself. That natural growth has now become conditioned. We are starting to impose our rules on it. And rules are important for a society, don't get me wrong. We need them for things to run smoothly. But sometimes I think there's too many rules. And if that little body has had a series of traumatic incidents, a difficult or hard luck life, it's going to show up in the patterns of behavior and structural behavior as well. For me, a remedy for every person on the planet is to look and reassess our belief systems. Examine our conditioning, our past, and how it is affecting us today. How it is providing fuel and propulsion into our future, or how it is holding us back with chains and memories of the past. My remedy for all my clients and friends is more play. Play more. Which brings me back to the aspect of primal. As a species, we are still primal at the heart. Think about it, back in time. We communicated with body language before we had verbal language. We sang, we vocalized, we beat on the drums, we played sounds with our hands, percussive sounds. We began to create with drawing. So creativity, play, discovery, adventure. These are incredibly important aspects for our development, not just for children, but for adults. We need to come back to a state of play in our life. I promise you, in time, everything will change. The body will change, the mind will change, the heart will change, the perceptions and the perspectives will change. Our energy field will change. Our relationships will change because it brings more meaning. It brings more fulfillment. The one thing that always comes up with most of my clients when I ask them, do you have meaning? Are you fulfilled? Many of them come up short in that arena. And then we ask the question, well, what do you like to do? What gets your motor running? What gets you up in the morning? What excites you? And some will say, well, I love painting. I love dancing. I love running. I love cooking. I always wanted to play the piano. I always wanted to sing. I always wanted to act or be in theater. And I say, what is stopping you? Oh, well, I have responsibilities. I have this, I have that, I have that. Okay, fair enough. But understand that these are important aspects. We are here to create. We are having an experience on this planet, in this dimension, to be creators. Creators at play. As a friend of mine once titled her book, Creators at Play. When you can bring this aspect into your life, again, you will notice significant change. So get out there and explore. Get out there and play more. Who wants to grow up? Yes, growing up, we have to have responsibilities, of course. But to grow up in the traditional sense means doing away with childish things, doing away with fun. Each of us came here on our own accord. This is my world too. I came here to play. I came here as an explorer. Have fun.